Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 53. And the only reason I remember is because Felicia just mentioned that the last one was 52. So I got that on check, otherwise I would definitely have forgotten.
Wait, I didn't say
No,
that.
it's 50. It is 52.
Yeah.
That's why I have to.
Wait, what? No,
This
this session right now is
52.
52.
Fuck! I got it wrong. No, I look like a fool. I look like a fool.
Take
Shit.
away the GM inspiration.
Yeah.
It's 53 if you count the one shot we did, but that we don't count that,
No.
so then it's 52.
I mean, we already have 3 one-shots under the belt, so if we're gonna go that route, we're already at 54.
But then
No,
previous
55.
campaign, we should probably add 2.
So in total, we'd be like, and then technically Skid also made one. I don't know. No. The
It's
kids.
episode 52.
Yeah. 52 then, which is not the lucky number, unfortunately. That was 10 episodes ago. But yeah, been a long time since the official campaign has been running here. We had a few hiccups, some incredible, what the saddest side has been happening behind the scenes. We won't go too much into detail, but as you can see, one of our players is still missing, but we decided to still continue.
She's fine.
On playing. Yeah, she is fine.
She's fine.
She's fine. She's fine.
Where'd she go?
Where's she gone? she was here like literally 10 seconds before we started recording and she just disappeared. No, she's fine and she will hopefully join us next week again. But obviously we will wonder, what is going to happen to ISOL that will excuse her absence? A lot of different things could happen. But as you all can see, I use the old layout now because the new one is so shit. No, it's because the layout for 3 people is just easier to do like this, and I did not have the nerve to do the old one or do the new one. Renewed again. Anyways, enough talk. Okay, enough talk. Now we come to the introductions, and my question for my pupils today is, because I left you off with last session, if you can remember, that you are now devout followers of Tiamat, undoubtedly full faith in Tiamat, you are gonna save her. I want just your a good or bad answer on literally, do you think genuinely that Tiamat is good or bad? Hit it.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I'm Greg. I'm playing Iris Banner, the human artificer. Man, being a little biased because of my whole dragon transformation bullshit, I want to say Tiamat is good. I want to say that there's a little bit of a dichotomy between Tiamat's alignment and everything versus hell. Like there's something good about Tiamat. That's what I'm holding on to.
Very optimistic. Nice.
Hi, I'm playing Fiera, wizard. Yeah, it's a good question. In D&D lore, usually bad, but Jack's world is a little different, where it feels like everything's bad. So I don't know. Are we gonna be surprised? I'll go with my in-game thought more, as like Fiera's perspective. Her perspective would be that Tiamat is probably more neutral. Not good, not bad, just wants to rule over her people.
I'm Felicia. I'm playing Jade. I don't really know how she feels about it. I guess she'd be kind of torn, just from what she knows from her past. So she feels like Tiamat's not very good. She fears him, or fears her. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see how Jade handles all of this.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't have the particularly most, how should we say it, good experience with dragons, so that is definitely yeah, I think that you probably worry about. Yeah, and I did totally forget to send you your stuff. I had over a month's time, and I completely and utterly forgot about it, which is completely my...
Yeah, I just sent Jack a message. I was like, hey, I still don't have all this stuff.
I actually can send you a bit of info, or the most important part of your organization at least, so luckily I've got that on lockdown. Because I did write the info, I just didn't had, what's it called, the brains to what's it called, my brain is lagging hard right now because I'm trying to do two things at the same time. I think this is the most important part that you need, so I'm just gonna quickly send you that on Discord, just so you have something. Oop. And the message is too long. Of course it is. Oh god. If I take this out. Ah, perfect. Ha 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 ha. Excuse me as I am doing this.
Thank you.
Yes, that is actually the most important part I think you have to know. Okay, with that quick distraction, yeah. So we literally have the entire spectrum. We have hopefully good from Eirik, neutral from Fiera, and bad from Jade. So that is very, I guess, balanced view on things. However, there's only one way to find out, which is to actually free them. But if that will ever happen during this campaign's lifetime, I should rather say, we will have to wait and see. For now, there is not much else to do other than just kick this shit off. It's been a long time. Gonna get back into the groove of things. And with that, we'll just go all with the intro. A sky that was turned over. The earth that is falling. A dark omen that spread its seeds across the world has started to grow its roots. And it would be blasphemy to deny the awakening of the terrors. Oh, what are we? But those who blind themselves in the anguish of the past, while we seek for release and salvation in the future. The premonition of the falling moon was neglected by the forgotten gods, and so the astral gate was shattered. By what beast, nobody knows.
The ripples of the divine severance left the world without guidance, and those who waned their misfortune died, and those who took advantage of it killed. Endless years of meaningless war were waged in the name of a new age, where power would be restored to those who held divinity. The grace of our people was lost in the slaughter, and the blood spilled filled the cracks of the seeds of the dark omen, and awakened the terrors left behind by it, to decide whether those who challenge fate may rise, or those who follow it. So in the name of the dark blood and our forgotten ancestry, we challenge the terrors and the premonition of the fallen moon. For we seek to free our world, to return it to how it was before it was taken away from us by the bearers of the seed of power. And so, if we must once again spill blood and wage war, we will. But it will be in the virtue of our own kind, the virtue to resist, the virtue to look forward, and the virtue to hope.
Yes. I was looking at my notes, and I just sent you the update, Felicia. You sure I didn't send you the stuff? Because I had this all written out. Now I'm like, didn't I send this to you like a long time ago? Oh, you're still muted.
There was some stuff I had, but not all of it. And then you said, like, when you sent me the initial thing, you said, I'll give you more extensive version once I have time. And that was back in December, and I never got an updated after that.
So is that what I just sent you? Did you already have that?
I had most of this. There was like a little bit that I didn't.
Oh, so I haven't sent you the extent. Okay, so I still have to do that. Since December, eh? That's 4 months, people. That's 4 months. Luckily, you spent the entire time in hell and it didn't become so relevant. Maybe that was my plan all along. I just wanted to keep you in hell, so I didn't have to write the extensive notes of your backstory towards you. Anyways, back on topic, back on track. What's important is the recap, because I'm sure not everyone remembers what happened last time. Last time, after you have defeated the kind of overruling overseer of this specific area or locale of hell, in alliance with good old devil friends that you have made, whose names Felkal I have not forgotten yet. I just looked it up. I did actually forget it. And together you managed to defeat his overseer Volcam and kind of freed yourself basically from all of the negotiation aspects, and your subordinate position to Felkal became more of a equal alliance and maybe even friendship to a certain degree, as far as one can call a draconic humanoid devil creature friend is up to anyone's own opinion. However, with that, you could then pursue your own goals further, but you decided to first rest, and Felkal went ahead and did his own kind of business with the the local devils to kind of update them on who the new overseer of this area is. And you also received a little gift in form of a devil horn, which was broken off of Volkam's decapitated head, which was of course decapitated by yours truly, Jade. And lastly, he, as promised, wanted you to talk with someone, which you then did. An old draconic priest named Kamir Shah made an appearance, and you talked with him, and he told you about kind of the misfortune he and his people have been put in, and that he belongs to a smaller faction of draconic devils that actually do not follow Bel, the current ruler of this layer of hell, but instead believes in the power of Tiamat, who is an older, or not older, but an old Dracolith god, but also a god that currently resides in a seal or slumber within Avernus, and that they wish to free her so they could start a rebellion against Bel, and then ultimately, hopefully, try and escape hell for good. Because it sucks here. Who would have guessed? Even for the denizens of hell, it's kind of shitty. And yeah, he told you about 5 musical instruments which were used to put her to sleep, and that they have been crossed or spread around your world, and obviously they don't have access to your world, but you do, and kind of tasked you or more inquired you to, if you ever come by one, to, as part of the deal, have it sent to hell so they can kind of awaken their slumbering gods so they can free themselves. And that's kind of it. The last thing that he gave you as helpful advice was on your current journey to the Wall of Wound or Lake of Atonement is, first of all, the wall was built by the gods, and as such, when you approach it, there should be no signs of ill intent against the gods, especially if there's something what he referred to as a divine emissary, as obviously they will become immediately hostile to anyone they deem a threat against the Holy Order of the creators. And he kind of just said, yo, even if you don't like it, that's kind of the only option that you got going there, because they are the kind of divine guardians that give permission to anyone who wishes to cross the border. However, he also reassured you that there is no devilish presence at the Lake of Atonement, because they can't atone since they're devils, and that at least in ways of devils presences, you don't have to worry about any of those once you get to the Lake of Atonement. However, it seems to come with its own challenges. And that's about it. That was a long recap, but I think a necessary one, just to get you all up to speed. And where we left off is that Kamesha just said, may the 5 heads of Tiamat look upon you, and then disappeared. And after that, Felkal would also kind of just bid his farewells, and that he has to now go towards his duties as supervisor in his new position. And he will just kind of turn back and say, I shall be here for most of the time. If there's any need of help or assistance, you may try and come back here. Though I presume we won't be seeing each other for a longer period of time.
I don't remember. Was he speaking common to us?
No, Kamir Shah was speaking common, but he is definitely speaking Draconic.
Oh, that's right. And only Skit knows Draconic.
Did I catch
Yeah,
those?
I think you did. Yeah, you to talk with Kamir Shah, you casted.
I'm missing a spell slot. Sorry, can you repeat what you said?
He said that, you know, if you want to find him again, he will be here since he's busy. If you need any help, But he thinks you probably won't be seeing each other for a longer time since you're making your way back.
Right. Yeah, I guess it's been a short but good relationship. Yes, I think we have our own paths to go down.
Yes, I hope our relationship can still, in our absence, stay healthy.
Of course. Just make sure you survive whatever war you plan to bring upon.
That too, I think, will still be in the far future. Before we can reclaim the 5 heads of Tiamat, I don't think we stand any fighting chance against Bel's army. Until then, we shall rest quietly and gain as many other friends on our own realm that support our cause. Diplomacy.
Sounds like a wise idea.
Very well then, I shall be on my way.
He spreads his wings. Then flies off into the distance.
Well, guess we wait here till he brings back those 3. Eric, did you want to look at that new blood of yours?
I can. Let me check if I've used my identify.
I don't think you have, because you literally just woke up from a 2 days long rest.
Yeah, but because I realized I used the identify when I was doing my blood thing, but I don't remember if we slept between me creating the magic potion.
Oh yeah, definitely. That happened in the first day, and in the second day, I think basically everyone did nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like I had taken a long rest, so I think we did get a rest in.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, that could be an idea. I guess I'll throw the goggles down and cast Identify on the new vial of blood.
Yes. As you kind of hold it towards you, and change angles, or your viewing angles changes as it moves from your hand goes towards your eye. You notice one thing, that it shimmers in very different colors as you move it. Sometimes a very bright red, and then sometimes the blue, white, and yellow shimmers depending on which angle you look at it. And as it gets closer towards your face and you're holding it for a bit longer, you can see that the vial constantly changes temperature, sometimes going through a searing heat and then to an extremely biting cold. And it's just kind of in a constant state of fluctuation, temperature-wise and visual aspects. And you cast Identify, and you can add Tiamat's blood to your inventory.
Super casual. Oh god. Yeah, it's gonna
be like 10 paragraphs.
it's Tiamat's blood, guys. Hang on. Tiamat's blood. Oh no, it's not that bad. A single crystallized orb of blood from the Dracolith god Tiamat. The blood shivers with different colors, at different angles, shining bright red, blue, green, yellow, and white. Its temperature varies. While attuned to the blood, you gain resistance to fire, lightning, cold, acid, and poison.
Ooh.
Cool.
Yeah, a bit
Cool.
of resistance. Or a bit
It's
of
a
blood.
whole lot of resistances.
Yeah, that's a good one. Basically turns into a devil.
Yeah, kinda.
Oh man.
Wonderful. Well, I guess we're a step closer to getting out of here with that.
I mean, yeah, it's a pretty small step, but sure, anything to move forward to get us back.
That wasn't for me.
Sounded like a dog.
Oh, you guys are hearing Gus play with the puppy.
Oh.
Oh, I said, what?
I was hoping you guys didn't hear it.
Gus, we're live. Shut up.
Okay, so steps. We have to get those 3 woken up and up to speed. We have to get to the Lake of Atonement. The Archangel Uriel probably has some sort of avatar that we have to converse with, confront, to be able to cross. And then, I don't know, get to the sphere.
Easy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's really not much we can do until we see them again.
Mm.
Wait, where's Izrael?
You spin your head to make a perception check.
Oh shit.
5 feet away.
You do not see her at all. No kidding, was the 80 would
Guys?
still see her.
Guys.
You get kind of tapped on the back and you turn around and you see a familiar crowed mask, black robed, top hat individual standing behind you instead of where Isra was standing.
Okay. All right. Let's just clarify here. Everybody, are we looking at me? Are we paying attention? Do we all see Top Hat Man?
I'm definitely.
Oh yeah, I
that's
think
super.
Jade never saw him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like quickly turn to look where Irik's pointing.
Don't worry, it's not your fault this time.
Hey, he's talking, guys. Are you hearing this? Are you seeing this?
They all can see me. Chill, okay?
Okay,
I'm not an
alright, hey.
illusion. I'm not an illusion. God.
I don't know any better, okay?
Fair. You know what? I won't judge.
Who are you?
Not so important. I'm a guy. These guys can explain it better. I will just have to borrow your friend for a couple of hours probably, maybe a bit longer, depending when the shenanigans stop.
Does his
again.
mask look familiar?
It just make a or what kind of check would that be? Yeah, just a perception check, I guess. Kind of look at it closer. So this kind of wisdom. 19. I mean, you know that your guards in your town, the Kurax guards, also have like a crow mask, but they look very, very different. Very, very different. His is like more extremely refined, almost like it's like super polished leather. He has also 2 spectacles inside of here that look like glasses, and plus he wears a very fancy top hat, which your guards definitely don't. So this doesn't jot any sort of memory of any kind. However, one thing you do notice with 19, since I think you're the first individuals actually looking at him closer, is through one of the spectacle lenses with light refraction, you can see like a bit behind it, Instead of seeing an eye, what you see is a turning gear. And then it just kind of turns around, and then the reflection gets caught again, and you can't see it anymore. And he says, yeah, so I will bring her back once everything is sorted again, so don't have to worry about that.
Wonderful. Care to elaborate on these shenanigans? Something we should look out for.
Let's just say someone on a different end has been trying stuff that you've tried and messed up. And got Isaro involved. Or at least a different part of her, so she would overlap here and then cause a collapse between the two worlds, which we wouldn't want.
What?
I just turned to Fear, and I'm like, you've done something before that caused somebody to go missing? Or for him to show up?
Once or twice.
Yep, twice.
He fixes things that go poorly.
Yeah, and I must say, you've been learning to use your powers quite well, Fiera. I am actually quite impressed that I didn't have to step in another time. Yeah. Don't see that very often. Okay, I think I have spent enough time here. Okay, goodbye. And he just kind of steps back, and then suddenly his door is just there again. And then he just opens it and steps through. Behind it, you can see the large house that looks like a obituary. Or a large morgue, so to speak. And then the door just closes. And as soon as you hear the it just it's gone. As if it was something natural. Which it definitely isn't.
Could we have just gone through that door? Would that have got us out of hell?
Actually, I don't know. That's a good question.
What'd you do before that made him come up?
Oh boy. Let's see. How to describe it? I just tried to push my magic a little farther than I was able to properly handle. Overstepped.
Okay.
Yeah, magic is quite complicated, and there are limits.
But he said you're doing better.
Yes, exactly.
Okay then. So Israel's just gone, and we don't know when she'll be back. And we have to wait here till the people show up that you sold. Or that Israel sold. So
Important distinction.
Technically, I bought them back.
Okay, you bought them back after they were sold. But that's besides the point.
Yeah, I was wondering, there's a slim chance I could contact Zephagus. I don't know if it'll work, but if we did have questions for him, I could try, because I think the spell I have, it's easier to hear me from here if they have a stronger connection to the weave. And I assume he has quite a strong connection. His, I mean, you know, he's him.
He is Zephagus, and he is a very powerful man.
Yes.
So, I mean, I would assume he would have a strong connection.
That's my hope as well. Just something to think about if we did have further questions, but...
Do it. Just do it at this point.
Just do it?
I mean...
If you think there's a way to contact him, then do it.
I mean, we're not doing anything. We're just kind of sitting around. So I guess now's a good time before we start off on...
There's just a slim chance. If the spell goes poorly, that I'll be out of commission for a while. I could do the math. It's like, you know, like 1 in 100. 5 in 100.
Out of
mean-
commission being dead? What are you talking about?
It will take me a while for me to reconnect my mind with my body.
Is there a way we can help you so that this doesn't happen?
Are you familiar with soul transference?
Totally. Aren't we all? Okay, maybe not.
Okay, good.
Would Jade know anything about stuff like that?
Actually, make a history check.
Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna
I forget
guide
that
myself.
one, and you're like, yeah, I got this.
I'm guiding myself.
There's a 9.
Close, pretty close.
I mean, as expert as you get is souls?
Yeah, I totally know what you're talking about, and I have complete faith in you.
Okay, well, I guess I'll prepare the ritual.
And I'm just putting on my most charismatic smile, just like, you got this. I have faith in you.
Much bro.
As do I, but I mean, is this really gonna like? What's
it'd be nice
gonna
to
happen?
know if we could contact him, right?
Yes, I'm all for any kind of contact back to the regular
Right.
world.
Right.
If we have a way to sort of stabilize ourselves and
And we can
connect
know
us.
how much time is passing, and if
Yep.
the world changed while we're gone.
If anything's happened to him specifically, if he knows about
Right.
anything else that's going on in the world, how are the wars doing?
Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
If we have
But-
a home to go back to,
Well, that's
Yeah. It's probably better than here, regardless.
surely it's better. Shut up, Jack. Jack.
I'm just using the toothpick to pick my teeth, the ignore me.
Mhm.
Sure. Yep. Mhm.
All right. So if it does go poorly, give some time. Make sure I don't hurt myself or you guys. Maybe take away my, my pocket watch.
Okay, so what kind of preparation should we? Do you need to have like the tower up in case like? Should we lock you in the tower after this so you don't?
I think the
You know,
tower.
disappear.
Where did we get dropped off, or where are we now?
You are still at the top of the mountain.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the tower lasts 24 hours. It should be up for another like 8
Yeah.
to 12.
Yeah.
So like if
Fine.
this goes wrong and you said you think that you're gonna like hurt us or hurt yourself?
I won't be in full control of myself.
Ugh.
Think of a mind shattering, and then piece by piece it comes back while still moving in an infinite space.
well, I mean, I can possibly hold you in place so you can't hurt anybody.
Yes, that probably could.
And how long do we think that your recovery would be? Do you have any idea?
I've never had it fail yet, so
Have you tried this before?
I have. It's what I used to talk to Tempestus, and it actually went fairly well.
All right, then let's try this.
Okay, first I gotta think of 5 questions. Let's see.
I'm just gonna take out some rope and start creating a little harness that we can tie her down with if the time comes.
Let's see. Do you recognize? I am. How long has it been since you've talked to our group? How are you?
Oh, please. Do we really
Yeah.
want niceties right now?
How is Azathia doing with the potential war? Has anything changed with the war? Okay. Well, that's pretty. Oof. See, it's also difficult for him to respond. It's easier if it's shorter. How?
Is he
Are-
still safe? Is the
Alright.
library, is the archive still a safe location?
Okay. Is that safe? How are things in Azathia with the war? See, it feels like the war has some potential.
But we don't know how much time has passed, right? So
Yeah. And then any major world-shattering changes. Any news with Gaelic, just in case any of them. Okay, that should be enough. Okay, connect to Zephyrus. Do you still have that letter, Jade?
I fish around and I grab it.
Just to make sure he's at the forefront of my mind. I remember what he looks like, sounds like. And hopefully he doesn't have any safeguards that will hurt me. Okay. So first and foremost, I will do Intellect Fortress, of course. So I can protect my mind as much as I can.
I'll cast guidance on him too. Help,
Good.
for the next minute.
Okay. Cantrip never hurts. And then I'll prepare contact other plane, and I'm gonna try to contact Zephyrus.
Okay. Then.
I do have to do the saving throw first, I believe.
Yeah.
Just see what happens. Wait, so my spells. Where's our... the 5th level? Yeah, it is. And it's an intellect saving throw, 15, but I have advantage. Saving throw. Pretty good.
26.
Woo!
I mean, a wizard should be good in that.
Should be. I think I fail on a 1 through 4. So.
Yeah, plus you would have had guidance. Which I guess you can just roll just to see if you can hit that 30.
Well, you can't use it on saves. It specifically says
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Ability checks.
ability checks.
Okay. So what happens is you... Actually, I will quickly... Or can I just post a spell in thing again?
Yeah, should be able to.
Because I will also get the wording. Well, yeah, I can't remember the wording of every single spell. Shame on me.
And this one has 4 paragraphs.
Okay, so you once again go through the procedure and I'm seeing okay. Roll a stuff.
I think he questioned in case I hit Tempestus again. Oops.
I just have to myself real quick.
I'm glad you passed your save now that I'm reading the spell.
One of these days I'll fail, but not today.
Because that is definitely too high of a spell for me to know.
Yep, and I'd have to roleplay that for hours.
Okay.
it would just be us sitting there just watching you. Like, we're not going anywhere when there's an insane wizard running.
Yeah, roll 1d100.
1d100. Okay. Oh, where is that? Oh, it's the 2 dice. Whoa. Is that good or bad?
Okay. Then you once again let out your spirit, or rather mind. You're not completely detaching yourself from your soul out, and it kind of pulls up once again through the kind of connection that is connecting your plane to this one, and expands over the plane you call home. And as you're kind of floating through again, you're searching specifically to that connection of Zephygus, a strong connection. But as you're kind of in this different state, you can, it feels kind of like you are walking through a very windy day, and there are a lot of autumn leaves kind of hitting you from everywhere. And you cannot distinguish each leaf. They all feel the same to you. And there are only a few branches that get lifted up from the wind, which you do actually feel. And one of those branches actually catches you once again in a very familiar way as you kind of try to press through to a location where you think Zephygus is. But nonetheless, you are brought back into a very familiar, stormy, lightning-covered space, and only see
thank God.
once again the six-eyed creature in front of you.
Greetings. It seems difficult to talk to other people from here. Well, my group is stuck in hell. How do you recommend we return?
Actually, surprised that this wasn't one of your first questions you asked. Stuck in here. Oof, it's gonna be a bit difficult with a few words. This was a question of how much my boy knows. It replies with
So this guy knows the way back. Okay. We've acquired some blood of Tiamat. Would it help us to drink it?
Offering.
Interesting. Should Tiamat be woken up? Is she not someone that can see reason?
Joined the sinners.
Oh, so maybe they were on opposite sides of the war. Interesting. Okay. War. My family was killed by those in Tellus. Do you think I should show them forgiveness?
I'll have to strain my brain here a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Blood fuels the terrors.
Thank you for your answers. And I'll let myself think.
And as your mind starts to loosen its grip, the storm once again goes further away. Though as you're in the process of evacuating back, you can see that the eyes kind of dimmer down, but in a brief moment shine up very bright again.
Danger. Soon.
And then sparks out, and you are reconnected back to the real world.
Soon. Soon? I just start saying soon. Soon. Okay, soon. Soon. What's the definition of soon? Good news, bad news. I think I can contact him. It's just incredibly difficult because Tempestus is much more connected to the Weave than he is. I did get a couple answers soon. He did confirm that the best way out is to atone for our sins, cross the lake, the path that we're on.
Fine, done.
So that's good.
I want to go home.
The blood I asked about offering. Hold back on drinking it or doing whatever you're going to do with it, Eirik, until we might be able to give it to cross the... I'm not sure. Still thinking on that one. Also, recommended, Tiamat shouldn't be woken up. Apparently, they were on opposite sides of the war from long ago. Is my guess, but I guess I'm not sure.
Oh darn, because I wanted to wake Tiamat up. How unfortunate.
Well, you know, hopefully just doing one of the keys isn't too bad, but anyways,
Didn't I like think that anything with dragons is a bad idea?
I mean, Tempestus seems pretty nice.
I don't know,
would
just saying.
There's probably good dragons, there's probably bad dragons, you know. This is how it goes. So apparently blood fuels demons, so when there is war, that actually makes them quite a bit stronger. And he also warned that a danger is approaching quite soon, That is outside of what we're dealing with right now, so we need to get back and find out what this danger is and make sure friends and family are safe from it.
Good God.
So yeah, bottom line, we need to get back and we're on the right path. And it's difficult but not possible to get in touch with Xavius. Yeah, I guess let's wait for our new comrades and get them up to speed.
Are they coming back with like their equipment, or are we just getting?
I did bargain for their equipment.
Okay, so they are gonna be helpful. They're not just gonna be meat shields.
That was specifically in our talks, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I had the same worry, like, oh, they're just gonna keep everything. We're just gonna get like 3 naked people. That'd be the worst. Can't cast spells. But no, they did agree to give back their gear.
Okay, so that's helpful.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. God. So we have to atone for our sins. Listen.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to go back. Right? Like,
right.
more stuff has happened to me in the last 3 Voss than in my entire life. So whatever happens to me post atonement is like whatever. Like, I'll deal with it.
Mm-hmm. I do think atoning to these angels will be the hardest part. Because I essentially assume you're going to have to forgive for going against them and, say that, the creator's everything and that's the right path and you're on the wrong path. I don't really have advice. Just act like an acolyte would. Act like I was before I had my eyes spoken up that the creators aren't here, that there's more than one creator, that they abandon us, that we are following. It's a mess. Just play nice.
Yeah. I'm ready for it. Like, let's just.
Right.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I guess while we're ready, I'll just get my book and prepare Arcane Recovery so I can get those spell slots back.
Okay. Then an hour will pass until the 3 will arrive because they're getting picked up from the location where you were also brought to this mountain, and you flew for about an hour. And so after that hour, which you can spend however you wish to, if you wish to attune to your new blood to change magic items, since I now know some of you have more than they can
Oh,
attune
you
to.
can attune to it to get the resistances.
Like, to get all those resistances, yeah.
Oh my god! I hope we get to keep that somehow.
It doesn't mean I'm drinking it. It just means I have to attune to it.
Mm-hmm.
How are you
Just a little
attuning
sticky
to it, Irving?
Mm.
Increasing the draconic transmission.
Oh, you could get like a tattoo with Tiamat's blood.
Holy
How sick would that
man,
would be?
that's a metal shit.
Ooh,
Oh my god.
ooh.
Holy fuck. Now we just need a blood tattooer to do that for you. A bit of hemo crap.
Yeah, they're around.
Mm.
There has to be one in hell.
I was gonna say, I mean, we just go down to the city, down the hill, and
If anywhere.
Just around the corner, it's around the corner. There's a, down 5th Avenue, there's a barber shop, and if you ask the right questions, he can hook you up. But yeah, after the 1 hour passes, you can attune to it, gain all those juicy resistances. You can see 3 flying creatures approaching you, carrying 3 individuals underneath them, and then soon enough,
I'll cast tongues again, just in case.
they laugh, and you can see that one of the ones just pushes Veltrix to the front and says, "Yeah, you are free now." That's what you understand. However, Veltrix only understands. Just kind of shoves him, and he just kind of pushes him in front and says, "All right, Jesus Christ, could have a lighter touch there." Kind of grabs the shoulder and kind of looks over to you and says, "Hello. Seems like
Welcome.
you kept your word."
Of course.
You can just brush this off, and you can see that Tinaria kind of just bows down very deeply and says, "Thank you very much for saving us, and it's great seeing that you're alive. I think we all thought you were dead."
Yeah, we kind of felt the same of you all. It was a mess. I apologize that didn't go as planned, but I can assure we're back on path, and we now have allies.
Yeah, still something to get used to. And you can see just this big dragon humanoid just standing next to her. And you can see.
Oh, and you all have your equipment?
And
I don't have to hassle them for it.
no, they seem to be quite open giving us those. Yeah, so a bit rougher to touch, I would say. Wanted to put my pants on, Jesus Christ. Anyway, so are they gonna stay with us this entire time, or?
I mean, they'll probably watch over us. They can guarantee our safety to a point.
We can bring you down off the mountain, closer to the lake, is what Felgal said.
Now that would be appreciated. Well, we should be ready to leave. Give us like 30 minutes, then we can get them up to speed and our gear ready.
30 minutes. How many moons?
I knew it.
Oh boy, that is like a fraction. The amount of time it would take you to do a lap of the city.
Let's go, boys. A lap of the city.
And then he and the boys start making a lap around the city.
I feel like I've started throwing fractions at them and we'll lose them. Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, seems to be in quite a good relationship with these devils. Like, what did you put them on?
Well, long story short, we killed the ruler of the city, and the person we put in place is now in, good relations with us, because we did most of the work, I'll be honest.
So you made a deal with the devil then?
Technically, we made 3. We completed 2, and the other one's more open-ended, so.
Alright, well, I won't complain since we're here now. So I see one of your members is missing, and he kind of gives you like a side eye.
How do I explain that? She'll be back.
She was just needed elsewhere for a bit.
He just kind of... I don't think I'm in any place to question that. Alright, then what's the plan going to be?
Okay, yeah, let's get everybody up to speed. So, plan. Obviously, we need to get a piece of the spear. We need to get to it. To get to it, we gotta cross the lake. These fine gentlemen that were flying around will bring us closer. Then we must, finish the trek to the lake because they don't want to go near it. Then we need to figure out how to cross it, which I believe you all have more information than us how to do that. We just know you need to atone. There's some guardian that is probably from the creators. I think Uriel.
Yeah, we've managed to gather some information. It was always left vague though. Most devils don't usually talk about that kind of stuff. We know there's there are these stakes inside of the lake, and there are strings attached to them with pieces of paper. And it said that the sin of every single creature inside of hell is written on one piece of parchment on those stakes. And it is rumored to said the only way to cross the lake without going absolutely shit is insane is to find the exact piece of paper where your specific sin is written on. Which, if you think about it, it's impossible, since the lake stretches many miles, and the longer you stay within its vicinity, you start to lose your mind. However, luckily, Denawi is a bit of a smart one. Yes, thank you very much. Don't have to humble me like that. But we have heard of an alternate way. They refer to some sort of guidance stone that gives you like sort of a hint how to find your piece of paper or how to go through. But we haven't managed to find this stone yet, since, well, after that we kind of met you.
Ooh, okay. Well, I think it'll probably be a lot easier once we get there.
Definitely should look at the surroundings. But yeah, the first time we kind of got close to it, there really seems to be like no devils at all over there. Seems to be completely...
Yeah, it seems to repel them. When we asked about it, he said that essentially they would be killed if they got too close, or, just wouldn't exist anymore.
Yeah, well, we did kind of also get like a small glimpse. Yeah, a small glimpse of the wall on the other side, which, well, definitely seems menacing, to say the least. With a couple of statues standing on top of it. Must be like at least 100 feet tall. And if my eyes don't fool me, they do seem to move.
Wonderful. When we were at the river, creatures came out. Any idea if that happens there?
As far as we are concerned, no, it seems to be a bit different. We haven't gotten us close to it to maybe prompt them to come back up. But we got like within, what was it, 120 feet or something like that? Yeah, so we didn't actually go too close towards it, but like I said, you get too close, you get a little bit crazy in the head. Didn't want to risk that, no. So yeah, wasn't, but it seemed relatively more still than the flowing river over there. So it's a bit more quiet, like no waves at all, nothing. Doesn't even seem like movement.
Okay, yeah, I can't think of a better plan. I assume flying or trying to just subvert it will lead to those statues attacking us. So yeah, let's just avoid that if we can.
Yeah, I think once we get a bit closer, you can probably also get a better understanding. We three have been trying our darndest to try
figure out how to finally get across it. But that's kind of all of the hints we got. We tried searching for our own piece of parchment, realized quite quickly that that's utterly impossible, and it's only there to capture you and make you insane, and then you just fall deep into hell.
Right. Okay. Jade, Eric, do you remember when the blood creature came out of the river? I believe it just tried to like swallow or grab someone. Do you remember if it did anything to your minds?
Oh, goodness.
Because I didn't go near it, but I think somebody else did. And they started acting
I was
funny.
far away from it. I remember specifically, much like all of these fights
you
that
were
we have
pretty
had
close
here.
to
I was running.
The thing that like I demolished.
I think you demolished one of the devils. If I remember it. Yeah, you demolished the devil in like one turn.
I don't think it did anything with our minds because I'm pretty sure I was close to it.
You
At
were
least once, and I don't remember doing anything with my mind.
Okay. Yeah, there. I think down. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll just be prepared. If I remember right, they just like to grab us, so we'll just keep our eyes open for that. Okay. Well, do you three? I guess you've been sleeping. Assume you're rested. Do you need any other preparations? I have a shower in my tower.
They'll look at each other. A shower. Oh, good lord. Maybe I do become religious again. And I was showering like, what's it been? Half a year? Christ.
Holy. Help yourselves. It's on the. I think it's on the third. Oh god, the treasury. I'll just warn you now. There's stuff in there. If you try to take it, you won't be able to. I have many wards against it.
Stuff.
Don't worry about what you see, but the bathroom is on the third floor. Shower. There's a bath, bathroom, sauna. Just help yourselves for like 20 minutes, and oh, there's probably food on the second floor as well.
Oh, look who we got here. Tenaria, maybe we should learn the same spell as well. Not more useful than your little bubble. I mean... You know what? He's kind of right. If you have the free time, could I maybe...
If we survive our trip through hell, I would love to sit down and talk about a lot of other things.
Oh yeah, great.
And you can see she becomes like almost like a little girl. Almost like when you see a spell score, you kind of just go in an excited mode. You can see the inner wizard in her coming out. She's just happy to learn a new use as well. And then they say and go in, and then you can hear Veltrix kind of look to the large human who seems to be silent most of the time. Say,
Right, Gorin, yeah.
yeah, go. You really need to wash out your armpits, man. I've been telling you this entire time. You have to at least stand 10 feet away from everyone. Don't have to say it out loud every single time, okay? I'm getting a bit self-conscious here. It's just the truth, man.
they kind of go inside
No worries.
and start to clean themselves up. After which, won't take too long. Unless you want to do or talk with each other while they are out of earshot.
So sad. So we're supposed to find our sins. I'm talking to Jade and Eric. What do you think yours is?
Probably
Yes,
all the
it's probably
murders.
Murders? I mean, I think since you've been with me, you've only attacked, those that deal with drugs, I think, which I think is a good thing.
I mean, yes, by our
You burn demons.
by our logic, it's good. But like, how specific do you think the sins are? Is it just like a general you've
It would
killed
be in the
something?
eyes of the creator.
Yeah,
We have
and
to
the
think-
creator creates everything by logic. So even if you've killed something that is bad, you've killed something the creator has created.
But killing for a justful reason is justful. It's not a sin.
In our vision, but in someone's vision who has created everything,
Mm-hmm.
picking a plant out of the ground is probably damaging.
Potentially. But then again, we don't know. Even our view of the creator could be completely wrong because they've been gone. What I've been taught has been brought down by people who haven't even talked to the creator. They don't really know their ways. They don't really know what they want or how to act. So our view of the creator is actually just false. So this challenge might be truly near impossible.
Sins is like a broad thing. Like, could it just be like fall into the categories of like gluttony and stuff like that?
Potentially, but oh boy. Books. Jack, you sent me something about let me
Oh,
hold
yeah.
on. I know it's in my description, in my notes, backstory. Here we go. Nope, not that one. Other allies, organizations, books. There we go. The Books of Revelation. So a long time ago, we found books that we were supposed to follow from the creators, or we were told that. Does it say how we're supposed to live, or like how we're supposed to act? You know, what is good, what is bad? Like, do we know what the basis is, or like what's the, you know, the
Yeah, definitely. It is literally like Christianity, like the Bible. It is the 10 amendments. Is it called amendments? Not amendments. 10.
Commandments.
Yeah, it is
There you go.
commandments. Oh yeah,
Commandments, yeah.
commandments, not amendment. I was like, wait, no, that sounds different. Yeah, so.
That's the American Constitution.
Oh!
Wow. I mean, yeah. What's
I mean, what's the difference there? Am I right, boys?
Jeez.
Yeah, so it's literally the same kind of 10 commandments. You shall not steal. You shall not kill. You shall not look at the wife of your neighbor. And all those stuffy stuffs like that. So very Judeo-Christian related. Yeah, so how you imagine a Christian household to be like, this is how they expect you to live. And of course, the most important ones that was always emphasized heavily during your
when I go to the Sunday Mass.
Yeah, when you went to Sunday Mass, when you grew up, is to place your faith in the one creator and no one else. That was heavily emphasized.
Okay. Alright. So maybe it's not what we've done, but the ability to ask for forgiveness and believe in the creator's decision, whatever it would be. Yeah, I'm curious what these sins will be.
I mean, if we're gonna break it down to its simplest forms, I have stolen something.
Would that send you to hell, though?
Listen, I'm not gonna put anything past, you know. I am I don't know the first thing about religion or belief in any of this stuff. I didn't grow up with it. I wasn't taught any of it. I purposely stayed out of it for this reason, really, to not have to be involved with it.
Religion is subjective, though. Like, my culture is all about our ancestors and honoring them and making sure that their memory stays alive.
Mm-hmm.
So by following that, what is my sin? That I don't speak about my ancestors enough? Or that I failed to protect our village and make sure that no harm came to it? So how does that play? Religion is subjective. Everybody's got their own ways of doing it. And what's right and what's wrong.
I absolutely do not disagree. Everyone has their own way. But in my mind, right now, there is one way, and that way is getting us home. So I will agree with whatever I need to agree with.
Okay. Interesting. It's gonna be difficult.
What would you
Okay.
say your sin is?
In the eyes of the also depends how much they know about us. Do they know our thoughts? Do they know, what makes us do what we do? Or is it purely actions? If it's purely actions, then taking things I found from work that I was supposed to turn in. That's the highest one I can think of. But then again, those orders were given from my higher ups. It wasn't given from the creators, so it's hard to say.
We're all in for a whirlwind once we arrive and we find out what they are.
Exactly.
Can we make a pact that we won't look at each other differently based on what they discuss?
I think the goal here is to grow together and not judge.
So we don't hold anything against each other. Pact? And then I hold out my hand.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We're in this together. Because we're also into whatever happens next together.
I know I'm into your guys' group, and I appreciate that you will not judge me with whatever's discussed.
I practice time magic, and I deal with alternate realities, and I meddle with things that I shouldn't all the time.
Yeah, you really should be careful with that.
I know a bit of information about potentially world-breaking rocks, right? So
I know a lot of stuff about stuff that I can't discuss, so let's just leave it at that.
Very well. Okay. Well, I'll do my best to protect our minds as we traverse, but that spell I can use. If I use it on all of us, it only lasts an hour, and I can only do that twice. So I guess we'll see if I have to, but hopefully we're just not in the lake too long. So maybe finding that guidance stone is the way to go.
I'm hoping we don't.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we don't find any demons, but I've got lesser restoration just in case.
That's a good question.
We don't need to be blighted.
Surely they must have some kind of restoration, the three of them in there.
Yes, but I don't like the idea of leaving our fate in other people.
No, of course not.
Well, remember, they also lost some of their companions. I believe they were 5 or 6.
Oh, true.
Yeah. I'll yell up the ladder. How's the water?
Oh, it's fucking amazing. Truly a blessing. Jesus Christ. We thought you could have a luxurious bath while being in hell.
No, I'd like to travel comfortably.
I can see that, and I can definitely get used to it. Alright, I'll be there in about maybe 3 more minutes. Just want to get last good scrum in.
Help yourself.
So, at the same time, that the lab has been completed by the
Okay.
Draconic friends.
Look quick.
Yeah, they are decently fast. The boys have returned.
Well, I'm impressed. Well, we're just about ready. What is it? 1, 2, 3. So you can carry all 6 of us down?
6, then. I have to get more boys. Was this discussed with Felkal?
Oh,
It should have been at least assumed we did ask for them.
it was discussed by the one above Felcal.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage. Oh, 15. Just looks at you a bit. Very well then. Muskaya, get 3 more. And then one of them is gonna it's off. He says, "We will bring you down of the mountain, but then you are on your own. We shall not go any closer towards the lake."
I think that's fair.
How far to the lake will we be when you drop us off?
No, I was just thinking of something. How would that be
Yeah,
calculated?
they have a different measurement system.
Yeah, I'm trying to translate it in how that would actually be said. You know, we're just gonna make it simple. I won't. Yeah, plus, no, they wouldn't have a different measuring system. That makes no sense. Time definitely makes sense, but measuring system. You would be 5 miles south of the lake.
Okay.
We call that area the Devil Void. You will find no sane devil, at least, that would traverse this area. Otherwise, they wish to infuriate the wrath of one of Uriel's echoes.
No sane devil. So we might have insane devils to encounter.
Unlikely. They would be quickly vanquished.
Alright.
So pray that you have no bonds towards hell.
Yeah, I think a lot of praying will be had. Yep, let's go back to Tower. Bride's gonna be here soon, if you're all ready.
Yeah. See, well, I scratched all my legs. Alright. You can hear him zipping up his pants, stuff like that. And
He has a zipper.
yeah, zippers were invented. No, it's only Valtrix. He's the inventor of the zipper. He's a crafty guy. He's a crafty guy, but no one knows. And he never made the big, and that's why he's the only one who has it. And a few minutes later, they all stumble out, refreshed a little bit at least. But still the blaring heat, which is still quite unbearable. However, the tower does make it a bit more comfortable. And soonly after, the new devils reappear, making a total of 6, allowing a personal carriage devil taxi for each one of you.
Jeez. We need to find a better way to travel.
This is doing pretty good. Let's be real.
I guess, but being carried by a devil.
It's like sharp.
Did you want to walk?
No, I don't. It's fine.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. Okay, that was a SpongeBob reference. And he takes you to the claws, and that's also where we're going to take our break. Oh man, perfectly timed. Yes, I can be funny too sometimes.
That was pretty funny.
Devil hype man.
Yeah. It's a different kind of devil.
Oh man.
Yeah, he lives in a special pineapple deep under the blood sea.
Let's
Hey,
see.
man.
Oh my
Man.
god.
If you would meet Squidward in hell, you think Squidward in normal SpongeBob is crazy.
Squidward.
Okay, anyways, we're gonna see you guys in a quick second. And we're back. So you guys are now flying on the backs. Oh well, not really. You're being kind of held, or held by these devils. The sharp claws between your arms. Quite uncomfortable, I should emphasize. And you don't fly for too long. You fly for about half an hour, that you get kind of down the mountain, and then they still fly with you a bit further. Once again, you can see the landscape, the kind of cracked hill that you were standing top. I was keep calling or referring to it as a mountain. Yeah, it's not really a mountain, it's not that high. You can see that in the distance behind the wall of wounds, the actual peaks and actual mountains that seem to be several miles high up in the sky. But you can once again see that the landscape here, now that you're closer towards the lake for the very first time, seems to kind of chill a bit more in terms of how many spikes and stuff is around there. Like the landscape just kind of has less variation, and the stone formations become a lot more smoother, I guess. So there isn't many big transitions between each plane of the landscapes. No huge cracks, no ravines, or shifting bones and stuff like that. No big skeletons just lying around. It is really more akin to your usual rocky landscape. And then you can see as you're flying in the sky that it slopes down towards the kind of lake part, where everything kind of becomes a bit more universal, almost like a beach. It doesn't go fully down. You can still see there are some deformities, that few spiked rocks still jut out towards the lake and stuff like that, but definitely not as complex of a landscape structure as where you just came from, where you literally have to climb every 10 meters that you walk, which kind of makes you a bit happy that you don't have to strain your feet as much. And yeah, you notice just flying here with all of you guys' perception, even though it's just 13, it is quite evident that there isn't a lot in the sky around these parts. There are flying creatures, screeches coming from this area, and it, to some degree, just seems a bit more empty. Because there's not so much going on. It's as if a painter just forgot to add in the detail, or he just went crazy on the detail on the first part and decided to just kind of scrap this part, is how you can imagine it. And yeah, you kind of get left down there. They just kind of drop you off without much further to say, and I don't think the devils would say anything. Just kind of flap back up into the air and then fly off and disappear and land you down. And you kind of are on this ridge of where this landscape becomes more simple. And you can see these slopes slowly leading down and down and down, and you all have a view of this lake, of which I would just kind of ask you all to make a perception check, because I think every one of you would probably just look out what is in front of you. That is... what is that? Dang, there's a 14, a 7, and a 7. So, Jade, you slip, fall, dust goes into your eyes, you're blind. Fiera, dust of Jade's shoe gets kicked out into your eyes. You're not blind, but you're misoriented.
In my glasses.
Yeah, you're disoriented and you have to clean your glasses. Eric, you always take a step back, and so the dust doesn't catch you. No, you have goggles on. That's why the dust doesn't catch you, and you're like, ha, amateurs. What you can see from this distance, you're still, like I said, 5 miles away, and the horizon shimmers a bit from the reflection of where the lake sits. And once again, you just, out of instinct, try to survey the area to see if truly there are no creatures there. And with the 14, definitely no creatures visible in sight. No immediate dangerous landscape things that could hurt you, like you know, the ravines and stuff that was mentioned before. And the other thing you notice is literally sitting on the horizon is the large wall, which up until now you have only seen from a distance, and you can very clearly and distinguishably see that there are like things sticking out from the wall, and they seem to be apart every mile or so. You can see there's one thing there, there's one thing there, there's one thing there. Yeah, you can't really make out from this distance what exactly it is. It just seems to be something extremely big.
I also wanted to just ask, while we were flying,
Oh yeah.
could I have I just wanted to look out and see, was there any evidence of like a natural pathway to get us to where we need to go, or like does it look like anyone else has kind of traveled this direction before?
Oh yeah, I can make another perception check for doing that instance. 15, a little bit better. As far as you can tell, flying over there doesn't seem to be any pathway whatsoever. Or at least not that you can ascertain. And in your entire time spending inside of hell, there aren't really roads or stuff like that. And, well, most denizens you have met before have wings of some sort and are able to fly, so that makes it a bit redundant. And the creepy crawlers that you did kind of found don't seem like the types of creatures that would, well, walk on a road and rather crawl up and down a wall. And from the landscape itself, this where you are is the only place where it kind of would be feasible to construct a road, because it's semi-flat. The other areas, it would literally be impossible. It would be so much work, and plus because the entire landscape shifts a bit always, it probably would, the road would disappear after like the lapse of the red moon or something like that. So yeah, nothing that you could see or make out.
Well, we could go straight, I suppose.
Yeah. It's not much danger here. Only thing is, if you were to go back, you're quite visible leaving this area, but I don't see we have to worry too much about the devils doing anything to us, since you're quite good with them.
Yeah,
Right,
we should be fine from them, which is
Yeah, that faction specifically.
Alright. Yeah, well, as we said before, if you're a bit too close to the lake, you will start feeling inside of your head. So I think from that point we maybe should pause, not get too close before the effects actually do something to us, and then maybe assess our game plan from there. Maybe you can already see more stuff once we get a bit closer.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, I guess actually, I think I will lead the way a bit since we have been here before. There's not much you have to actually watch out for, but I say it never harms to keep an eye out. It's definitely something that has kept us alive here, for the most part at least. And he just kind of trots forward and starts to walk in front. Now, first of all, I need one of you guys to roll me a D100.
My big Jade. Does he roll the
All
one? It
right.
should be the opposite, right?
Exactly.
higher.
So D100.
One.
Out of 1. Maybe I'll get all the ones out of the way now, so that when they matter, they're gone.
Mhm.
Okay. You continue forward. Anything you would like to do during your trek, you can say right now.
Just in case we have to traverse here again, I will just update the map with this area, so that's easier to move around if we somehow have to come back.
Okay. Completing your map of hell.
All of it. All of hell.
I'll just map all of hell. Yeah, somebody's got to do it, right?
Well, at least the first layer, maybe next visit the second,
Oh.
and then the third,
Yeah,
fourth,
yeah.
fifth, sixth,
Mhm.
seventh, eighth.
It only gets easier, right?
I mean, has to, right? Yeah. Anyone else doing anything specifically?
I guess I'll kind of walk just a little bit behind everybody, and I just want to. I'll keep an eye out on anyone's sort of, physical abilities. See if maybe the effect of the lake, maybe affects people physically first, or maybe keep track of how people are just acting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nothing specific, just looking for nuances.
Yeah, I can make an inside check then for that. Just keep an eye out.
Ah, perfect.
Oh boy. Yeah, you're not the best at reading people's.
Nope. I'm smart. I know I should.
Yeah.
I just don't know how.
But you just can't. Sometimes that's all you can do. Anything from your side, Jade?
I would just be like making sure, like checking like my bag and like checking to make sure I've had everything that I need, and make sure that like my battle axe is like sharp and I'm ready to go.
Okay, just prepping yourself. Alright, staying attentive.
She forgets something. We have to go back. Hold on.
Hold the phone. Very well. You then proceed to move onwards, while Fiera is furiously scribbling down on a piece of parchment with the tools, obviously trying to make it as accurate as possible.
Of course.
At least when it comes to the distances of important landmarks. Not too many landmarks here that you can kind of jot down, but there are a few you know, distinguishable hill formations that you can see that you kind of mark down from here in relationship to where you were just before and stuff like that. So the 5 miles takes you like how much? Like almost 2 hours to walk. Plus because the landscape is a bit, you know, uneven. It just
we're in hell. Yeah.
takes a bit longer than that, and I think you are all going with a more careful step than just kind of power walking your way through here. After which I will follow that. After a while, Veltrix would kind of stop you all in the tracks and says, "Alright, so you're gonna take a quick pause here. I don't feel anything yet. Any one of you can feel anything?" Tinaria kind of nods. Yes, no, I'm still doing fine. No, I don't feel anything.
Good to go.
Alright. However, I do spot a couple of figures down at a lake. Pretty close right now, and he kind of just nudges you over towards a big rock that's just kind of standing there. And there are like several rocks. Like one rock is like big enough to kind of hide 3 of you, and so you kind of just disperse among those rocks. And he just kind of points outwards towards the lake. And you all could quite easily see that there are figures, quite a few actually, standing around the lake. And Veltrix kind of just whispers over towards you, say, it is a bit strange. The last time we were here was quite empty.
Does anyone have... I like fix my glasses on. A good set of eyes? Can we tell what race they are, or if they belong to a certain faction?
Yeah, I mean,
Are they alive, dead?
I can focus my goggles up and see if I can get a little bit of a read on what they might be. Using my goggles, I can make an Arcana check to reveal information about a creature or object I can see.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you have a scanner?
It's more just like a magnifying glass, like
okay.
you know, binoculars.
I
kind
mean-
of
I'm
thing.
thinking like Final Fantasy, you know, scan, get information. Like you have a
You
thing
should
that
totally
pops up.
you should totally make it a scanner.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, you already, like, back in the days, people didn't know him as Eric Spanner, they knew him as Eric Scanner. So, you know what's up. Yeah, you can make an Arcana check with your scanning goggles. I don't know that. Even though I assume that most... yeah. Okay, 20. Kind of just tuck your head to the side and then scan a bit. And they are further away, so I will say that you will get a bit less information than if you were up close, obviously. However, you get
course, yeah.
necessary information, which is since there are a lot of people, you kind of probably just make like a wide scan that there is a human, a half elf, wood elf, many wood elves, many humans actually, gnomes, and just your standard races that you would see in your world. And there's distinguishedly, as you're kind of looking at them a bit closer, and for that you can also make a perception check actually, see that they are carrying something. And with a 23 you can quite well tell what they're carrying, which is, it seems to be like a wooden crafted symbol of the Holy Lichniers on their back. Imagine Jesus carrying a cross on his back, but now
oh my.
imagine it's the Holy Delicious symbol
boy.
instead. And it's attached to them, since you were pretty damn good, with barbed wires. Their hands are also tied together, and they do not seem happy. No, they seem to be in a lot of pain as they are kind of walking around this lake. And they seem, even with your not so insightful knowledge, very disheveled. Their mouths are kind of jittering around, and they look a bit like this just in older races.
Because I share this info.
Well, of course.
Okay, good.
I'm immediately gonna shout out, we need to help them. We need to go get this off of them. We need to go save them. We need to free them.
I assume they're doing it by choice.
Or in hell, nothing's by choice.
You hear Veltrix immediately say, "What, are you fucking crazy? You want to go fucking south the lake? I bet these fucking people are really mad as bonkers. I mean, look at them. Jesus Christ."
There's a lot of them too. Like, that's not just like 2 or 3 people we might be able to handle.
We can just talk to them. We can take away like the symbol and just take it off their backs, and they can be okay, and we'll figure out how to get them home.
Hey, I appreciate the concern, obviously. I don't want to actually leave people here if we can help it. You're absolutely right. However, I am going to trust a little bit of the experience that these 3 have already gone through, knowing that whatever is over there is likely insane.
How far away are they?
They are
more than 120 feet.
Yeah, they're definitely more than 120 feet away.
Okay.
You see, I mean, I feel a bit guilty just leaving these people here. But if the cost is us ending up like them, I think it's pretty fucking pointless. Unless you have some safe way that we can approach these people and know that they won't fucking backstab us. Kind of opens up a larger eye. I don't think it's worth the risk.
But we can't just leave them.
I mean,
I mean, I don't want to get close to them, but I guess I have your back if you want to exchange words from a distance. Maybe see if they're doing it by choice, we let them be.
I'm like, choice.
We don't even know how to get us out of here. So I would rather us figure out a little bit more about our escape plan before we start adding more people to it.
oh my, okay, how about this? We can maybe try. Did he suddenly turn into a dwarf? We can try to get maybe the attention of one of them, you know, and then just check out their vibe. Alright, the crazy. We leave them.
Yeah.
We could do like a message sending thing. Can you not just single out one person?
I need to be within 120 feet for message, and I don't have my more powerful spell ready.
I mean, we can continue, and we can see how much Sorry?
I can just amplify my voice.
No, that's.
We keep things on the down low right now.
Yes.
Until we can get like a sense of where, like, what's happening. So we can continue moving forward. At the same time, we can figure out what our personal, distance might be, how close we can continue getting before we start feeling some of the lake effects.
Exactly, because every step we get closer to them, just being fucking closer will put us in danger.
Yeah.
Because if one of us loses their mind, unfortunately we have no way of bringing you back, or at least we haven't discovered yet how to cure your madness.
Wonderful.
Jade's like just like her facial expressions, like you can tell like there's an internal battle that she's going on in her head. And you're right, but it just I made a promise that people can't suffer.
We need to help ourselves first, or we'll be stuck just like they are.
And in the event that they are able to communicate with us, we don't have anything to actively tell them. We don't know anything more.
Let's discover maybe how to get the guidance stone, or how to find the stake, and we can share it with them. Safely.
We're not saying we're walking away from them, Jade. We're not turning around and going somewhere else. These three we found, we saw them walking through through hell, and we were like, hey, why don't we just go and, see if they have, information that can help us. But we didn't just we kind of did, but it took us a while to figure out how to approach them and get the right information and communicate properly. We can't just go running in trying to save someone or a bunch of people in a world we don't know anything about.
But what's a bit strange to me is they weren't here the last time we were here, which, truth be told, was quite a while. What's kind of shit in my mind is how the fuck did they get here? And why aren't they wearing any clothes?
Right, and on our way here, yeah, it didn't look like there was any sort of tracks or anything. I didn't notice anything while we were flying. It doesn't...
Wait a minute.
As much as I hate it, I'm gonna trust you on this one. But if we figure out how to save them, we're going to.
We'll pass it along if we can.
Yes.
Right. Just one quick checkup. Tenaria. And maybe I'm just getting paranoid here, but they are real, right? And
I don't
she's
think I
like,
can tell from distance.
yes, as best as I can tell. I don't think they're illusions. I mean, we're all seeing the same thing, so... Unless we...
They are moving, right, Jack?
Yeah.
We can tell they are moving.
They're definitely moving. Okay, well, two possibilities come to mind. There are just people inside of that lake. Or what worries me also could be the lake has already affected us. But at least from past experience, we shouldn't be close enough for that to occur. So I'm hoping and placing my money on the first option.
I mean, regardless, we have to move forward.
Yes.
And we've seen them, so I could send them a message later.
Right. I think for now we should avoid them.
said try and find this guidance stone.
Do you know anything more about the stone? Size, color?
Oh, no, unfortunately no. We just heard it mentioned briefly. Yeah, not too much. One of our friends who, well, isn't with us anymore. He was the one who could speak a bit of the same language that the drunk folk did, and he kind of overheard them say it. All we know is it's a medium-sized tablet, and
Oh,
well, yeah, stone tablet sort of thing, and that it's at the shores of the Lake of Atonement, so kind of around this area. Although I suspect that we might have to get a bit closer to actually find the stone. Because you guys are like around 500 feet-ish away from them.
Okay. Well, then let's get closer. So I'll look at Jade and Eirik. I mean, I have no idea what affects mind. It tells me intellect, wisdom. Okay, I'll just do it now. We can always take a break if I need this again. I'll cast Intellect Fortress at 5th level. So kind of runes appear around me, Jade, and Irik's head. For the next hour at least, as we get closer to the lake, we'll see what happens, but we will have advantage on our mind saving throws.
So, just out of, a little bit of hesitancy, do we all want to be walking together towards this, or should we do this in like a staggered, maybe one person goes, we see if it affects them, then the others can kind of catch up? Because I don't know if all of us at the same time become affected, there's not going to be someone to maybe pull us back, right? So if one person goes, maybe if something affects them, there might be enough time to grab them and pull them back or something. I don't know if we want to go slowly about this strategically, or do we all just want to power through and get close?
I think the age of the effect is kind of soft, so it's not
it's not instantaneous. It probably affects over time.
Yeah, over time. So once you start just feeling equivalent, you're already within the zone, basically. As far as we're concerned, it leaves you enough time to step back out of it. Just the longer you stay there, the more it will start trying to get inside of your head. So as long as we aren't spending, well, a large amount of time at the lake itself or in the lake, there isn't much we should be too much concerned about, even though we do kind of have a second concern with these individuals now.
We know 500 feet where we are is safe, probably, it seems. That's, I mean, it's runnable. We can get back here fairly quickly if we all just run at top speed.
What if what they were carrying was the guidance stone?
What?
That they found it and then they're
using it to find their stakes as they go along the beach.
Oh, you mean the people in the lake right now?
Yeah, they were carrying that large, Lichness symbol.
It definitely could be. It's a stone tablet. So maybe they're being used to find it or something like that.
So many options. Mm,
It doesn't give off the vibe to me of being the stone, being a tablet. But the other thing that just popped into my head is, I mean, does this tablet change for each person? Like, could it maybe be specific to your group? I don't know. I don't know what I.
well, step one is get closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should just try and focus on finding the tablets.
Right, let's do that. Okay. Well, I'm comfortable going first. If we want to put like 10 feet between each of us.
I just want to get this over with.
Alright, then, yeah, please do take the lead.
Took, took, took. Okay. So are you now only trying to get closer, or are you already in the process of trying to find the tablet?
I guess personally, I'm just trying to get to the water's edge until something noticeable happens. I'm not really looking around.
Okay, so you're just trying to get as close to the.
I'm just, yeah.
Okay, kind
I
of.
would just dive in and start looking.
Oh my god.
Not dive into the water, but
Oh,
no, I'm not going in the water. Thought I'd make. Sorry, that was a bad choice of words.
Where is it? Where?
Oh my god.
No, but I'm going to actively start searching.
Okay, then you can make a perception check.
I'm gonna do guidance on myself as well.
Okay, and I presume you all are trying to approach this a bit. Dang, that's a 26. A bit more quietly. Am I correct? Or okay, at least I. Okay.
I mean, Iric's not moving very quickly. He's trying to be very meticulous and figure out exactly where that barrier is.
Very well. Then, as a group, you slowly start to proceed to go a bit closer. 500 feet slowly but surely turns into 450. 425. 400. 750. And as you're getting closer, Jade, you're keeping out, looking around, looking at, well, occasionally the people standing inside of there. And with your extremely high perception check, you can hear like very faint murmurs coming from them, each and single one of them. And on the part where you are, it is completely still. Like the rushing winds of hot air and gases that were so common back then, with everything that was happening, kind of haven't really noticed that it has heavily diminished the closer you have gotten to the river, and it's almost creepily silent as you do so. In fact, the only thing that comes towards your ears is like a sweet hissing or tinnitus sound that starts to kind of go into your ear, almost like the hymn of a dying child. It is amplified with the faint murmurs that now and again become audible from these individuals. Can't really make out what they're saying, for that they are talking way too quiet. However, as you look out onto the lake itself, it is completely still. The river Styx, when you saw it, was a flowing river, rushing water and blood and stuff. It was organic, it was moving. However, this seems almost plastic. You can see the reflection of the surroundings very clearly inside of this dark red liquid. And it gives off a very, very eerie tone, especially as your eyes kind of glance over now that you're closer towards the lake. You can see the other side and the enormous wall that stretches high above the ground. Now you even have to elevate your head a bit to see the top of the wall, and can also very, very distinctively see large statues standing on top of the walls, and wielding or holding to the side are large halberds that go many, many more feet above their heads. A lot longer. And from your calculations, you estimate that if they would drop one of their halberds, it could reach your shore. That's how long they are. And there's one other detail that you'll now notice that you're this close, is that on the western side, behind the wall, floating up in the air, a bit covered and obscured by smoke and some cloud, you swear you can see the shape of a tower. Towers. And large chains that seem to be kind of disappearing beneath the smoke, but going towards the ground. Almost like a floating city.
Crazy.
And that is all you can see here. Unfortunately, from where you are right now, you do not see any semblance of a stone tablet in the vicinity. However, as you get... yes?
Oh, sorry, I was just going to ask, the people in the lake, when they move through the blood, or the whatever's in there, are they leaving a wake behind them? Like, do we see ripples, or is it literally completely still?
You can make a perception check to see if you see that. (23) as you kind of focus on one of these individuals as they briefly walk a few steps, you do see very, very faint ripples, but they die out extremely fast.
Okay, so it is theoretically a real lake. Like, there is actual, like, physical interaction between the elements.
It seems so, yes.
Okay.
So, you get closer and closer, since I presume, Fiero, you would only stop until you notice something.
Yep.
And around 200 and 150 feet around this area, you start to feel your head getting a bit nauseous. And funnily enough, even though you are wearing the ring of mind shielding, you start hearing whispers and voices inside of your head. And soon after that, you notice, oh, actually you've been hearing these voices for quite a while, but they have just now grown in volume, that you have gotten closer and are now standing here a bit longer, which means also Eirik, Jade, and obviously the other three, you also presume you can just hear these very slight whispers. And it just kind of murmurs and murmurs around your head. It is only a bit disorienting. You don't feel any further effects other than a slight sense of vertigo, and you're just feeling a bit dizzy. But other than that, nothing has happened yet. What do you do now?
I'll just get up to Fiera and say, how is this close enough to send a message, at least?
Oof. I'm just looking at the picture. If I got, I don't want to get my foot in the blood yet. Would I be able to get within 120 feet if I went to like along the beach somewhere to one of the people walking?
Yeah, definitely you could get to 120 feet. If you wish to.
Yeah.
Because this could go completely south.
Oh, I fully expected to, but information is needed. Jade, can you get somewhat close just in case?
I walk up.
Protect me, please.
When you say protect you, I just like cast protection from evil and good on you.
Oh, thank you. I have no idea what that does. Sounds good though. Oh, nice.
I mean, you're
Okay.
doing me a favor, so.
Last second consideration, is fighting something in the vicinity of this whole like atonement shit gonna be a good idea?
You can see Vertrix kind of look over towards you. Now at you, and it's like... that's actually a good point you make there. Maybe that's why
I say
the...
we try to avoid it.
Because I think everything that you end up saying should be prefaced with, the traditional "we mean no harm, we mean no conflict," blah 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 blah. Like, I do not think we should be like even thinking about starting a fight.
Yes, I think that's definitely top of the list.
Jade is also now standing in front of you, and she's got her shield and her axe, and she's just in a defensive stance.
Just easy. Just don't look aggressive. We can't.
I'm in defense stance, okay? I don't have my
Well, I
hammer
know
up or my
that, but
axe
I
up.
don't want those things looking down and saying, "Oh my God, someone's about to start shit."
I think something else is on their mind, but I understand that. But
Yeah. Might be actually a good reason why the devils probably don't go towards this place. They're usually prone to fighting.
that's a good point.
I mean, one of those things fucking swings down here. I don't think we can fucking dodge that, that's for sure. In that moment, you just hear a... And as you kind of look to your east, or not east, west, you can just see a big spurt of blood just kind of that gets shot up and then starts twinkling away down, probably like a mile away from you. And a few seconds after it kind of goes down, you can just see something very, very long go back up all the way towards the wall. And you can see that the end point of that seems to be one of the statues, as one of the statues seems to have lowered down one of the halberds.
Sure,
They're like,
yeah.
maybe I should stop cursing too, now that I think about it.
Let's all assume we are currently in a Lichnius church. Because I think we are. Which means I reach into my satchel, get my amulet, press the station to clean it up, put it on. Okay, let's say hi.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just focus the message spell, at one of the people walking. What do you say to somebody in that state? Creator be with you. Are you available to talk?
Great. Oh, that's a nice call.
I mean, I think I would know something better, but I was translating. I don't know. Lord be with you. Yeah.
Yeah. You get a response back, and you hear. May the Reverend Light forgive me, may the sun bless and wash off the secret curse, may our mind become blank in the name of the Divine. I seek forgiveness, I seek forgiveness. Please, oh please, I seek forgiveness.
Okay, he is completely lost in prayer and trying to atone and go home. I'm guessing he can't find his stake.
I guess that's not the only one who can't find his stake.
Yes.
And as you know, a bit closer, and you kind of have a decent view over the beach, and kind of look to your left, look in front of you, and look to your right. There seem to be hundreds, if not more, of these people spread around. They aren't densely together. They're like
It's a big lake.
spaced out, but if this goes the entire lake, and who the fuck knows how long this fucking lake is, there might be thousands standing here trying to find their stake. Or piece of parchment attached to a stake, to be more specific.
Okay, well.
What about we
Yes.
try and find that stone?
Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
Do we just go up and down the coast here?
God, I have no better way, to be honest. I hope that maybe you have a few tweaks.
How long would it? I guess, can we see, like, can I guess how big the lake is to figure out how long it would take to do, like, a lap around it?
Yeah, you have never seen the end of the left or the right side,
Oh, good.
even
Good.
from your distance. And
When I saw the lake from way back at the ruins, it was too big to see the edge of.
yeah, so if we kind of put you on the badly drawn map, because that's the only kind of proportional reference
Sure.
that you have. This is everything you have ever seen. This distance by foot would have taken about 5 days to travel.
Oh, yeah.
So this would be 5
Okay,
days, and 10 days, and so on and so forth. So yeah, really.
Okay. I mean, I could try to use my spell to figure out a direction. But if it's more than 7 days, oh boy, I can only see so far ahead. Okay. Let's pick a direction, go for an hour, and see if anything changes. That way we also have a gauge of how long we can be near the lake.
That's a good point. Or maybe also suggest that we maybe start at the tip of where the lake goes into the river. Like that we have a clear cut. We have to get a bit closer to the
That's fair.
desert. But I think it's worth the risk, right?
I mean, if the stone's right there, that would be a good point.
Alright. Before it's actually there and then we just missed that one spot.
Right, then we travel for, 3 months and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, we were just right. Yeah, okay.
Just trying to get that off my mind.
That's a good point.
And at this point, everyone can make me a wisdom saving throw.
With advantage, I hope. Is my spell working?
Yep, it definitely is working.
Oh, thank God.
You said wisdom?
With
All
advantage.
of us get advantage?
Yeah, I cast on all three of us, not on them, unfortunately. We'll see what happens. Holy. That was low for me. That's really low for me.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, boy. -1, I forgot.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. You all make it.
Huh?
Oh,
However,
Jesus.
the whispers start to become bit by bit louder.
This is 3. I can't cast on 6 people.
And we understand any of the whispers.
You can make a perception check.
Guidance.
Was that a D4?
Yes.
Does he see Eric just like putting his ear up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're focusing in on it. And as you do so, you're trying to understand the words that are kind of being whispered inside of your head sporadically. And the more you're kind of listening, trying to listen towards it, you're focusing towards it. Maybe kind of tune into it so they become a bit louder so you can actually audibly hear what they're saying. As you
Cover
do.
my ears so I don't hear the outside sounds.
Yeah, and it becomes louder and louder and louder. And louder and louder and louder and louder and louder and louder and louder. And you take 1 insanity point as you're focusing on it.
Oh,
And you have 1 point of exhaustion
Insanity
now.
point.
Oh no.
1 point of exhaustion.
As you trying to comprehend what is currently being whispered inside of you is shaking your mind a bit. And you all can immediately see that Eirik is kind of super focused in himself and completely ignoring everyone else. And Eirik, obviously you can decide what you want to do now. After
Well, if I can tell that I'm feeling this like insanity creep in, I'm gonna try to break my concentration as much as I can and shake myself up.
Okay, make another wisdom save. So
Still have advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, it helps.
okay, that is enough. However, your whisper, after trying to listen to it and the volume audibly increased, stays loud inside of your mind, and it's hard to sometimes even hear what the others are saying as it's become further in focus of your mind. And
Hey guys, don't do that. Don't do what I just did.
what you do?
I just tried to listen to the whispers.
Why would you fucking do that?
I want to know what's going on.
Do you?
No, it's just louder.
If you didn't want to know what's going on, why'd you try to listen?
Anyways, I think let's hurry up.
Yep.
Clock's ticking, and you start to move on further.
How are we gonna get Eirik through this?
Takes you a couple of hours to get to the actual edge. In fact, it would probably take a long time for you to get there. Probably like around 6 to 8 hours since you were kind of left off
Jeez.
far to the side. So I can let you decide how you wish to travel this. Are you gonna stay this close to the lake? Would you try to take a bit of distance? Or
I mean, we can't, right? Like, but if the stone's along the way, oh boy, but 8 hours. I mean, I think we have to, right? We have to stay close to keep our eyes open for the stone. Because if we go too far, but the stone's like right at the edge.
Yeah, I would want to stay focused on trying to find the stone.
like I suggested before, is there some sort of way we can do like 3 of us go forward and then 3 of us stay back, and then after like an hour or something of walking, we just like swap so that none of us are completely within the zone.
I think Eric should stay away from it.
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, we have 2 groups of 3. So how about we take turns?
I've got my goggles, so if I'm further away, I can still spot things if we really need someone to be looking out for stuff.
So maybe the 3 of us with the best mental defenses stay close, and the worst stay far.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how about me, Jade, and is it? I have her names. Tenaria. How about us 3 stay close, and the other 3 stay a couple hundred feet, and we'll kind of sweep. Try to find this guidance stone.
Yep. Gonna do that.
Yep.
Very well then. Let's do it.
Okay, and then I guess I can't keep in all 3 of us, but with Eirik away, I feel better. So I will try to keep Intellect Fortress just on myself as we travel each hour. So I guess let me know each hour and I'll just start taking off.
Okay, and I guess you're all actively looking for the stone.
Yeah.
Looking for something.
Okay.
Yeah, a tablet, a signpost, an ancient relic, whatever.
Hmm. Yeah, you all can make me a perception check. Oh my god. That's the second one.
That's the second one for you.
And you...
I'm struggling today.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, so odds.
What?
Holy shit.
What? I think what I started to do as we walk, I've started to make a grid, and I'm just marking off grids as we walk. Like, okay, this is, like a 500 meter by 500 meter square. This is good. It's not there. I cross it.
I have
then make another
disadvantage on that.
Oh yeah, ability checks you have disadvantage on. Oh.
Sorry, I interrupted you, Matt. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm just trying to explain how I could see anything.
Yeah. Keeping it systematic for the brain. Yeah, you walk along the edge. It seems like, for the most part, as long as you're not approaching the people in the lake, and occasionally you see some people out of the lake who are just at the edge of it, but you very quickly notice they're in a similar state. They act very similar. It's gonna sound so bad, but please don't take it the wrong way. But like, the crackies, the local crackies in your city, kind of very, fresh off the drug.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the picture, yeah.
Yeah, quite literally, they seem to be on stuff. Or my illustration professor who's supervising my bachelor's, he's definitely on drugs too. I'm saying it right now on live air camera. Anyways,
fired.
Yeah, that guy definitely sniffing some coke. Anyways, so as long as you're not like getting too close to them, they seem to be very focused on their own spiel. And since none of you are really making a big fuss or being deliberately loud, I presume.
No.
They aren't really reacting, so as you kind of move past several hundreds of them over the course of this journey, you kind of get a gauge, okay, as long you don't really have to be stealthy, but you don't really still don't know what will take them off, if you're being loud, if you get too close or something like that. Because I think the closest you would actually get to one is like between 80 feet, 90 feet or something like that. Yeah, so around, you presume 8 hours it would take for you to get to the very edge of it. And I will just use these rolls for the entire 8 hours. So, you can decide, knowing that this will take 8 hours, how you wish to, I guess, spend your spell slots.
8 hours. I can't cover 8 hours. I don't want to go mad. I guess I would do every other hour. If I can gauge, I'll take 8 hours to get there.
Okay, so every second hour?
Yeah, and then it's 4 of those. So yeah, so that'll be 4 casts, and I'll be able to do me and Jade with 3 of them. Actually, with 4 of them, because I'll use all my 4th levels and my 5th.
Okay.
So yeah, me and Jade covered every other hour.
Okay.
Torches.
And Eric, you're staying a distance away, you said? How far?
Well, whatever the distance, because I said that I was specifically looking for that barrier when we were walking closer. Do I have a sense of what that number was? Like 200, 300?
So when Fiera kind of stopped you was between 200 and 150. However, that is only when she like actively noticed the whisper.
Yeah.
And I would, since you're like also trying to find the area where maybe the whispers will dissipate, you notice that you stay for a time at the 200 feet area, but the whispers are still very dominant inside of your head. So you would have to move even further away than 200 feet.
I'll still stay. I'll stay at the 200. Yeah, I'll stay at the 200 feet level.
Okay.
And if I were to notice things starting to like get louder and louder, maybe I would move further away to see how things changed. Very dynamic movement, like.
Yeah. Keeping yourself on your toes. Okay, so after the first 2 hours, nothing seems to be happening, at least in terms of what you see and stuff like that. Everything still seems the same. It's a lot of people, a lot of crack cases, how I will refer them to now. However, you do all have to make another wisdom saving throw.
And are me and Jade covered with this one, if I use the 4th?
How long does it last? An hour, right?
It lasts an hour, and I was going to use it every other hour.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, funny. Yeah, I would say yes. I would just say yes.
So
Okay.
advantage on wisdom?
Yeah, because I was about to say I will give you advantage because you have to spell up, and I was like, wait, that's literally what the spell does. So
Yes.
it makes no difference.
I'm gonna use a flash of genius just because I am now actively focusing, trying to avoid insanity.
Yeah, you just start playing with your toys and ignore the voices as much as possible.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, is Flash of Genius before you know you succeed or after? Or fail, I mean. Okay. Does it have a...
It doesn't have a qualifier. Hang on, let me check. I can use my reaction to add the modifier to the roll.
Okay. So, doesn't reference the results. Okay, fine. You all make it. Going into your 4th hour, so the next 2 hours, you'll have to make another wisdom saving throw.
Alright, so I'll use another spell slot, Jade. I'm just gonna assume we're not gonna have combat, or hope we don't. We're praying. I'm praying. Praying we don't. There we go. You guys can fight. I'll keep guessing this.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god, you're too far away for me to do my reaction.
It's done, guys. It's done.
Go
I
far.
lasted as long as I could.
I'm gonna like shut you as far as I can.
Jade, you too?
Another one?
Yep.
Oh. Alright.
With advantage.
28.
Sis.
I need to like make a wish
Wait,
or
wait,
something
wait.
because both of my rolls were 11.
Oh.
Oh.
Why did it add it? It added your
Oh,
rolls
it
to
added
that one.
again. Okay, but it's 17. Well, as you all might assume,
We're all fine.
except for I.
Yeah.
So, as you're actively trying not to listen to them, there's one point where you just have a curious brain, you know. Sometimes you just can't help yourself, and the kind of voice is still just trying to puncture your head this entire time. You can feel it stabbing, and then in a very brief moment you swear you hear the name Annalena, and you're just like, and you just can't help yourself, and then you focus on that name, and then it goes back into your head, and you take another point of insanity, which gives you another point of exhaustion,
Oh no.
putting you at
That
level
gives him
2.
disadvantage. Oh man.
It's not good, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, his speed is halved now.
Yeah, I already had disadvantage.
Oh.
This is speed.
so we probably.
The saving throws is level 3 where he has disadvantage on.
Mm,
You can also see next to, ironically enough, Eirik, Goran ain't looking too healthy either.
mhm.
But also like kind of looking sort of there, and it's like, oh,
I grab him and I just start backpedaling out of the zone. Like
Yeah.
we're just going at however fast my speed is.
yeah,
15 feet.
kind of half stumbling here around. You can see he's also like grabbing his head, shaking around, mumbling and jumbling, saying a few words, but also kind of just running with you. He doesn't seem to be as affected as you, because every time you walk now, there's this, you notice after like a few seconds that you were just standing there and just thinking about walking and just going over different thoughts, what you were going to do, what you were planning to do, and all these things, which seems so normal for you. You usually think about a lot of stuff, but the time dilation between your thoughts and what is happening is large, and you find yourself just spacing out for a larger amount of time, and have Goran kind of push you forward, keeping you in your tracks as you try to leave away as far as possible. And I think it would be during this time that Veltrix would approach you, Fiera and Jaden, say,
Mhm.
you see, Eirik and Goran ain't doing so well. Maybe I see. Are you two and Tanawi? Are you all still doing okay? Yeah,
I think I'm fine.
I'm doing
I'm
fine.
doing okay. But is this a risky? Well, maybe suggest maybe you continue a bit. We'll stay off a safe distance. Maybe we're like 400 feet where we were before. We'll try and travel the same distance. And then if you find anything, you can just regroup with us. I think it's getting a bit too dangerous for
Especially
I think
Iric.
that's a good idea. Less people affected, the better, especially if we can't find a way to mend it.
Got a deja vu about you. Maybe of a signal you could send us, just in case something goes bad.
I can send a flare in the air.
Perfect.
Okay, we might potentially be attracting those folks, but I think if you get into a situation where you will require our help, I think most likely they are involved anyways.
Well, I'll try to save at least one spell so that the three of us can leave if something happens.
Okay. Then, Godspeed to you, and good luck.
Right, just keep safe. That way we can make a new plan if we need to.
Very well.
He kind of just dashes back, and you guys are kind of left there alone once again. Do you continue as normal?
Yeah, I'm definitely continuing.
Tanara, you said you're still feeling okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Doing quite okay. For now, at least.
Okay.
I feel like the faster we do this, the better.
Very well, let's continue.
The 5th and 6th hour comes into play, and you are all still keeping your eyes out, looking for any stones. There are no significant landmarks whatsoever that you have seen up until now. You see a wide variety of different people, and actually you can all make another perception check when I'm thinking about it. Except Iric, you're not close to the lake.
Look at your shoes.
20 is 12. What? Yeah. You don't notice anything too different. You can somewhat see now in the distance that the lake is kind of converging towards the river, but you can still see, yeah, it will take another 2 hours to get there. And those 2 hours obviously we will have to make another wisdom saving throw, including Iric, but you have advantage because you're a bit further away now.
Now I'll use my last 4th level Jade, so we both have.
But I have. Oh, sorry. I have disadvantage because of exhaustion, so I just have standard roll.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
you
so
have standard
glad I
roll.
have advantage.
It's
One of
not
my
last-
rolls is a 1.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh my god, Iric.
Let me look for good old Gohan. Okay, he's still doing okay. Y'all are still doing quite okay. Scenario also seems to be still chugging along. However, on the other spectrum, Veltrix also seems to be doing okay. As I said, Gohan also doing quite okay. Iric. The voices are so loud now that as Gohan is trying to communicate and talk with you, you don't hear him at all. And you can sometimes see Veltrix kind of talk to you, and in a brief moment you just kind of see the face of your father like shouting orders towards you and say that you kind of should get out of here as fast as possible. Like, you have other duties, you have responsibilities that you have to take care of, and then you see Veltrix again and you're like, holy shit. And then you kind of just jump in and out of your consciousness all the time, and it's extremely hard to distinguish what is real and what isn't anymore. Meanwhile, all of these voices, which you can now very clearly hear, are voices of people you know. Belina, Christian Spanner, Annalena, Heinrich, the Duke, the Duchess that you met in the meeting, occasionally Fiera, Jade, maybe Kiliana or Ortis, all screaming and saying different things of like, you've lost your way. There was a chance for you. Your purpose has long dissipated. And a very judging tone from each of them kind of just resonating inside of you and kind of calling you out. After a while, you just can hear one word over and over again that says upper state.
Does that ring a bell to me for any reason?
You can make a, I guess, religion check.
Religion?
Yeah, religion. $11? Yeah, this is like more general knowledge because this is an actual word. Apostate refers to a person who has denounced their belief to God or their faith. That is what they're
Jesus.
and they all seem to be shouting and judging you for having done so. And that
That's rough.
is your third exhaustion point.
Halfway to death. This is not good.
We haven't thought anything.
Guys,
Going into the 7th and 8th hour now. Are you casting your spell, Fiera?
I have to save one slot, so I'm not going to.
Then a wisdom saving throw. It is Eirik. You still have to do one. You would have had advantage, but because you're already too far gone, you don't.
well, I get disadvantage now because of exhaustion 3.
Well, you would have had advantage, but the disadvantage cancels it out.
But I would have.
Wait, the last one you would have had then. Because then you wouldn't have had disadvantage. Why did you say you had disadvantage then?
I don't know.
You tripped yourself, I guess. Just roll again. Just see maybe because you would have had advantage. Maybe you don't get your third exhaustion. Nope. Nope. Still have.
Oh my god.
Now you can roll for this time to see if it goes to stage 4.
Guys,
Oh no.
Do you have anything? Do you have inspiration? Do you have
I do have an inspiration.
Oh. Hang on a few.
But I'm holding on to that as my Hail Mary.
He's so far away from me.
Yeah, I can't help. I'm too far
'Cause
away
if-
out.
Because I have spells that I could do to give him.
We gotta find the stone. The sooner we find it, the better.
You guys are tracking towards the end. You can make another perception check for the end of this.
Oh, come on.
Whoa.
We have to find something here.
I'm
Anything.
gonna do guidance on myself.
Holy shit. I mean,
My grid's working out. I'm it's going to.
with that natural 20, there are 2 things that you will notice.
Oh.
3 actually. Now that I think about it.
Irik's gone loopy.
No, he's far gone. You wouldn't be able to see him. However, Eirik, your illusions have now just become, for you at least, complete reality. You do not see Veltrix anymore. You do not see Goran anymore. Instead, you literally see your parents just talking to you, dragging you. You see an old friend who you had a dispute with, a change of opinion towards a certain subject, who makes an appearance now and again, who blames you for the state of the world because you withdraw your knowledge from the people and hide yourself in city walls instead of working with the state to make something better. You get judged by the high priestess of the Holy Lichnius who was within the meeting that you weren't corresponding to the doctrines of the Holy Ones, and look what you have become now. You're turning into a dragon. Exactly what the Holy Lichnius has said, what the Chrysalises will do. They will turn you into an evil person. And that is exactly what you are. An evil person. Evidence for that, she says, you are in hell. Do you need more evidence than that? You have sinned. For any responsibilities, if anyone should take them, you are the one to blame. And the words always become heavier and heavier and heavier, almost as if they're like punching you each time they say these words, and your air just kind of gets taken out, and it becomes heavier and heavier to breathe, and you start whispering and murmuring, almost as if you're trying to seek forgiveness to these people who are judging you quite harshly. And that is the state that Eirik is currently in. On the other side, more successful side, Fiera, as you're walking around, still managing to keep your wits for yourself. You both still have to make a wisdom saving throw for the last part. Both make it. Very good. What you notice, Fiera, as you're walking here, the first thing is the entire wall that you've seen was fairly even for the most part. And there was like some sections, there are like always like sectioned off parts that seem to span like perhaps a mile or so. And then some of them kind of come to the front and going to the back, like it isn't one complete straight wall. However, now that you're at the edge of the lake, on the other side of where you are standing from where the lake is, you can actually see a gate at the wall itself, with two statues standing above it very highly, and their halberds are crossed. The other thing that you notice is, as you're still keeping your focus on the task at hand, trying to find the stone, occasionally just looking, maybe the stone is inside of the what's it called, lake, and you take a glance on one of the individuals there who you recognize, and you see the Duchess that was with you in the meeting, but now in the same condition as the Crackies, as I have now coined them.
In the lake she is?
She's in the lake, same thing, barbed wires, Holy Lichnius, wooden stake, I guess, on her back, and also very disoriented and in a, well, cracked state, I would say.
wild. We didn't really dig too deep into it. That's for sure. What happens if you take somebody from the lake away? Probably bad things. Okay. Offering. Okay. How far away from the river?
Where she is from the river, or where you are from the river?
Where we are now.
I would say you like kind of kept a similar distance of like 120 to 90 feet at all times.
Okay, so we got to the end. We haven't found this guidance stone.
Which is the third thing that you notice as you come at the
Oh,
very edge of this lake, and that is also about where she is. Selina Peradgeba was her name. You can see literally on the edge a stone that is there, and the only reason why you like notice it quite remarkably is because it glows a bit with this reddish hue and is sitting there, which can be easily missed, by the way, but your keen eyes in this moment manage to spy it because of this faint reddish glow that is emanating, and that is the literally only thing remarkable that has happened during this 8 hours, and you presume this has to be the stone.
I pointed out. Well, seems it was at that entrance the entire time.
Let's get it and get out of here.
I mean, how big is it? Like,
It's decently big. It's about like 10 feet wide and about 10 feet tall.
okay, let's go look at it first. Maybe we just need to read what's on it.
You go towards it and read it, and there's a language written on it. Do you speak Celestial?
I do. Yes.
Very well. Then you read this on the stone tablet.
Oh. Oh boy, this might take me a minute to figure out. Okay, I'll just take out my work notebook and write it down in common, I guess. Let me copy this, and then we can get out of here. And then we'll regroup with the others. So, but then I look at the Duchess. Is she within 120 feet?
Right at the
Take
stone,
a step.
you would have to backtrack a bit to get back to her. So where you are right now, unfortunately not.
Okay,
So it's not much backtracking. It's like maybe
Right.
80 feet or so.
So as I finish copying it down, okay, you two, follow me. Then I'll get close enough to send a message to her
Okay.
and just say, "Can you hear my voice? It's Fiera."
You get a response, and you hear, "May the Reverend Light forgive me, may the Sun bless and wash off the evil curse. May my mind become blank in the name of the Divine. I seek forgiveness, I seek forgiveness, please, oh please, I seek forgiveness." Over and over again.
Shoot. Okay, let's go. And I'll start heading away from the lake.
Okay. You head away from the lake. And after a short while, Eirik, you stay on this state. However, Veltrix has taken you far away that you do not have to make any wisdom saving throws anymore. And soon after, Fiora and Jade, you see Eirik in this bit of a manic state, probably talking and mumbling to himself over and over again. And that's where we're gonna end today's session.
Yeah, I was gonna say absolutely Eirik would be talking to his parents. He hasn't spoken to them in at least 2 years. No idea what they're doing. He's just talking nonsense.
Interesting.
Dude, if I wouldn't have had advantage a couple times, I would have been in trouble. So thank you.
I took all my spells. I have one left. One big one left. But yeah, no, that's a rough lake. It really wants you to walk around for the rest of your life, atoning for your sins.
Mm-hmm. That's how hell
It's
works.
rough.
That
rough.
is how hell works.
Ooh.
4 points of exhaustion. Man, that's gonna take 4 long rests to get that away from you.
Yeah, I'm down for at least one.
What, the next level was like your speed is reduced to 0 or something?
Yeah,
Oh, you're on 4? Oh boy.
I'm down to 40 max hit points.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what is next going by the text here.
Yeah, you have
I
a
don't know.
week to figure that out.
Yeah.
If you wish to.
Yeah, no, it's good. Good news, we didn't have to find our stake, I think. Bad news, we have to do something else.
What? Finding one stake amongst the probably millions that are here. Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, easy task, right? Easy.
Locate object, right? Just
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
boom, right there.
1,000 feet, just glows, just shows you.
Oh man.
Yeah. When you thought you escaped the stress, it just comes right back. It's like allergies. Like you're happy when they're gone. But man, it's painful to get back into them.
Yeah, this might be a tricky thing for Eric to get through.
Yeah, he's fine, guys. Don't worry about him.
He's fine. He's doing great. He's doing great. No worries there.
Oh boy. I mean, if you get to 6, it's just death. And we're gonna have to come back to the lake.
And it's gonna take him 4 long rests to go back to normal.
Oh boy.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. But
Ah, the days of multiple levels of exhaustion.
I have a slight potential out if I can make it to a long rest. It's not like a full out,
mhm.
but it's something that I can potentially not save myself, but yeah, maybe something I should have done before today, but I chose not to.
Well,
That's just
good news is, yeah, we don't have to keep going around. So hopefully it's not just hours of us next time. But yeah.
Okay. Well, we are gonna leave it at that, and we're gonna see next week, potentially with the full crew, how this troop is gonna solve this. I guess it is a puzzle. Or what the steps are to finding their sin. Yeah. So for now, we are gonna say a Bye, and good luck, Eric. Good luck. Bye.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.